Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'll be reviewing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 38mm chronograph, self-winding in rose gold with a silver dial and diamond bezel, reference 26715OR.ZZ.1356OR.01. I'll tell you about a little bit about the history of this watch. Then I'll tell you about where it stands in the lineup of other similar Royal Oaks. Then I'll tell you about the case, bezel, dial, bracelet movement. Finally, try it on and give me my thoughts. Okay, so let's start just with a little history. Now, the Royal Oak is Audemars' premier watch line, and it's been out since 1972. It's since gone on to be probably the most iconic sports watch there is, even exceeding that of the Nautilus or pretty much anything. Maybe the Daytona is right up there with it. But at any rate, it's the start of what then has now become the luxury sports watch class of watches. And it all started with the Royal Oak. Now, since 1972, the Royal Oaks have gone on to make many different variations. This is one of them. And for women, they make the Royal Oak in size 34, 37, and 38. So this 38 actually, however, can be worn by either a man or woman. It's a mid-size. They also make a chronograph in 41. So if a woman likes to wear larger watches, they could definitely go with this one. Or men also like to wear smaller watches sometimes, or they just have a smaller wrist, or they're just smaller. So that also could work for them. Okay, so with that said, now you know that this is a mid-size. Where does it stand in the lineup of other similar Royal Oaks? Well, this model, as you see here, is a chronograph in size 38, so that is pretty much the largest for women or mid-size for men. They make it in other variations with steel. They make it in steel and steel and rose gold. They make it without the diamond bezel, with the diamond bezel, different color variations. So there's quite a few color variations going on with this watch. But the one that we're going to look at today is what you see here with a diamond bezel and silver dial. Okay, silver, or also probably could look at it as white. All right, let's start talking about the watch itself, starting with the case. Now, the case here is 38 millimeters. That's from my thumb to my index finger. Okay, and it's quite a nice size. You might think that it's like a little too small, but let me tell you this. It has a lug to lug width. That means from the top of the lug to the bottom of the lug at 48 millimeters, which is not that small. It's a good size. It's a 48 millimeter from top to bottom, including the lug, is actually what a lot of other watches are, such as, for example, the Daytona. The Daytona, Rolex Daytona, is about 48 millimeters as well. So in terms of lug to lug, which is actually the more important number to look at, it's about the same. So it wears about the same as a Rolex Daytona. So it's not small by any means. Rolex Daytona is not small, and neither is this 38. It's just that the 41's that much bigger. But at any rate, okay, it has if you just look at the bezel, the diameter of the end of the bezel to end of the bezel, that's 38. All right, and then let's look at the thickness here. The thickness is going to be 11 millimeters, which also is not very thick at all, considering that it's a chronograph. Okay, and I'll get to the reason why that is when I start talking about the movement. But yeah, it's a nice thickness. Now it has, from the previous generation, which I believe was reference 26315, the newer case has a thicker beveled edge, and that's about it. I think the case is more or less the same, but it just has a sort of slightly modified case from the previous generation to make it look a little bit more modern. Okay, now let's move on to the bezel here. The bezel, as you see here, has diamonds on it, and I think they did a great job on it. There's 40 diamonds on here with a carat weight of 0.92, less than a carat. And you might be wondering why you have so little diamonds on it. Well, if you put too many diamonds on it, actually it ends up looking kind of lame. So it looks pretty good as it sits like this with the diamonds as you see. Okay, and then they also make it, by the way, without diamonds, so you can have it flat with no diamonds. I think it actually looks better with the diamonds. Okay, and they also have other dial colors, by the way. So let's move on to the next point, which is the dial. Now, the dial is going to be a silver dial. They call it, but it basically looks white. And the name Audemars Piguet is fashioned in rose gold, which is a nice touch. I think previous generations they just wrote the words in Audemars, or they wrote it in black ink, which did not look very luxurious. Now that they actually fashion it in rose gold, it looks very luxurious. Looks like it matches the price tag of this watch, which is around 85,000, by the way, as of 2025. So, okay. And what else you can see about this dial is subdials, which also again are quite easy to see. Yeah, and they even has a date at the 4 o'clock. So you imagine this, at 11 millimeters, they were able to put all this in the same size as a Daytona and put a date and have a chronograph. So the Daytona, by example, has more or less the same dimensions, but doesn't have a date. So date is pretty important. They hit it nicely at the 4 o'clock position, which to me is a nice place to put it. And it's quite a useful thing to have, the date. Okay, now with that said, let's move on here to the bracelet. Now the previous bracelet was a 1256. This is a 1356. And all that means is that it has a little bit more of a taper, and I believe it's a little bit thinner, but I'm not sure about the thinner part for certain, but it definitely has a slightly more taper so that it doesn't sit so wide on the wrist. Yeah, it's quite nice. The bracelet's always been great on AP, so they do a great job. Okay, let's move on here and look at the movement. Now the movement actually is an old movement. They have been using the same movement for a long time, like 20 years. But the good thing about that is that this caliber 2385 movement is not going to have any issues, because some of their newer calibers, their movements, such as their chronograph on their 4401 movement, has tons of issues. And so they've had the time to iron out the issues on this 2385 movement. You can't see it though, so that's one drawback. And in-house, it doesn't look like the rest of it. So I believe, if I had to guess, I think that AP will probably update this movement not that long from now, maybe 2026. I think maximum 27. So yeah, but at any rate, the old one still works just fine. And it has a 40-hour power reserve. All the rest of them have a 70-hour, so that might get changed too. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and try this watch on my wrist and give you my thoughts. So I am a big fan of AP, and I like the chronograph a lot because it's a complicated movement, and it's just a lot of busyness going on, which is a great thing. But it doesn't have, it's not too busy, with white and these diamonds. It still looks feminine. Now, I believe this watch probably should be worn probably for a female, but I could see a man wearing it. But it does look more feminized because of this diamond bezel. But it could still go both ways. So, but anyways, I do like it for women. I think it looks very complicated, luxurious, cool, and with this color goes with everything, and the diamond bezel just really makes it stand out. So for that reason, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. And if you'd like to buy it, the retail price, at least as of 25, is around 85,000, and we're selling it right around there. So it's one of the watches that you don't have to get in line. Well, you do have to get in line at AP, but you don't have to get in line at Jazz Time. So we can sell it to you here. You simply click on the link in the description below to buy it at jazztime.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in jazz time, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.